Is the new bandsaw that we have. So the first thing you have to do is you have to get the bandsaw out to be able to move it, which we do with a foot lever down here. Not quite perfect, that's because it's not set quite right, but you can slowly bring it out into the middle of the room. Now we're in a position where we've got the bandsaw roughly where we want it. So I guess the first thing to do to take you through is just to walk through the parts. So the first is we've got a pusher hanging up here. We've got an upper cupboard, which we open with this knob. We've got an emergency stop and an on off on the left. Got a light just above. We've got down here another cupboard and a lever that gets in the way. So down here you can see the drive motor, and it's 2 speeds, which drives that belt, which drives this steel wheel. And you can see we've also got up here similar guide mechanism as on the little unit, but rather than steel surfaces we've got ball bearings. And above you can see exactly the same assembly here on the guide. The wheels are tensioned, and you can see here this has been tensioned for roughly 14 mil, which comes from this distance across here of the blade. This unit here is to put the tension into the band element so that you release all of this and this. I'm not going to go through that on this video. I don't think we're going to have to do it very, very often, and we ought to investigate why we do it. So that's closed up. You'll notice you can see the tension through that little window there. Lock's closed. This closes up. Lock's closed. Up. Excuse me. Lock's closed. While we're down here, little sawdust drawer. There's a fence, so the fence slides up and down. It has a dropout piece here so that this piece can go down for when you're doing very, very thin things. And you'll notice that it's also mirrored over here, so you can pick the whole thing up, move it over here, and have a fence on the other side. Coming to this end, we've got the throat control, so the little knob on the outside releases everything, and one at the back allows you to adjust. When you're finished, just tension it back up again. At the back, main things we have is a motor. Obviously we have an extraction port for sucking out the dust as it comes in, so rather than using the little drawer. And you have a dial adjuster, angle adjuster for the table here. You'll notice the angle grid here, not particularly accurate, so you need to support that a little bit more in with this technology. You also have a little support over here, which allows you to give a little bit more strength to the "we are flat." I think it's arguable that should be set so that that gives you a precision flat surface. All the tools are mounted on the back, and that's about it. Just to demonstrate what you can do. Put some power on. Okay, I'm going to drop this down because I'm not going to cut, but I'd like it to be nice and safe. Just going to turn it on so you can hear the noise. So that's it running a bit. And the other two things you probably want to be aware of, first of all, this surface here is not exactly square to this surface by about half a mil from the bottom to the top. So to be aware, there's a slight bow out action there, and be aware of this little pocket. This plastic surface is about a millimeter below the steel surface. So if you're doing a very, very small thing, you will run into a little bit of cockling and pushing up against the back here. So one of the things we're going to have to do is either make a new one of these or put in some packing pieces so it's at the same level to give you the same level of support. Other than that, basically the same principle as the small bandsaw. You know, the issues are who was on here first, is it clean? That's about it.